Hey guys, it's me, Miss Gratification again. Like I promised yesterday, I was gonna do another video, so I'm doing another video. I am in gym gear today. Got the bun going on, I threw on some hoops so I can look a little decent. But I feel like this week I've been on a roll, like in a good way. I feel like this week I've been hitting my gym. I've been doing my water. I've been eating really healthy. So this video, I just kind of wanted to do a video, just kind of giving you guys a little bit of tips or stuff that I see, and maybe, some responses to some of the stuff that you guys post on my YouTube, under my YouTube videos or on my Facebook. So, I've been really big about, which I'm starting to get into again, post what I make for dinner, how I made it. I've been really, now that I go grocery shopping or I'll go to Trader Joe's like I did today, I'll take pictures of finds that I find. That I think for some of you, depending on the stage you're in, is something healthy that you can eat. I'm very big on being healthy doesn't mean it has to be boring. That's one thing that I wanted to talk about and that I wanted to focus on, because I think a lot of people have the misconception that, okay, well, I'm in my first phase of weight loss, and all I could have is soup, or all I could have is just this bland, disgusting baby food looking thing. It doesn't have to be like that. When I first started my journey, I was back home in Nicaragua for a month after I had my journey, or after I had surgery, because that's where I had my sleeve done. Over there in Nicaragua, it's called gastric bypass. For the procedure that I had done was a sleeve. So I just wanted to clarify that, because I know a lot of you had a couple questions about that. So I did have the sleeve. So while I was back home, my mom was the one that got me started on, because I was like, oh my God, mom, I can only have this, I can only have that. So she would do that, but she would add her little Latin flavor to it. Like, for example, when I was early on post-op, which I stayed on liquids. When I graduated to go onto pureed food, I actually went back to liquids because I actually did pretty good. So I stayed on liquids longer than what was recommended, just because I was okay with it. The way my mom was making stuff for me wasn't bad, and I could live off of it. I wasn't in a hurry to get out of pureeing or into pureed food. So some of the stuff that she did for me earlier stages is she just got creative. Like, for example, she would make beef stew, and she would boil, like in Spanish, it's called la cola, which is like the, God, I don't know what it's called in English, but she would boil the meat, or, prepare it to be put in the stew, and all the juice that came out of it, she would make me the broth. And it was pretty good. She would cut up, like green onions in it, fine. Because, again, I'm kind of in the stage where I'm supposed to be only having broth. But she would condiment it really, really good. She'd add a little bit of pepper. She would add flavoring to it. She would make for me, she would boil, I think a couple times she boiled liver. I know it sounds gross, but it's high in protein. So she would boil the liver for me and then make the broth and kind of like, really good broth. She would add seasoning to it, something really, really good. She would do, she boiled fish for me one time, and she gave me the broth of the fish. So what she would do early on was, before I left to Nicaragua, I went to the baby section, and there's, in the baby section, they sell little 2 to 4 ounce plastic containers that you can use for pureeing. They sell them in a pack of 12 or 24. Well, I bought the pack of 12. So what she would do is, over the 2-3 day period, she would fill those up for me. So say I would have 3 of beef, 3 of fish, 3 of liver broth. And so what I would do is, every time I got hungry or I was due to eat, I would just pop one in the microwave, and I would take my little shot or whatever, I would sip it. And that's what kind of got me through the day. Another thing that I did earlier on was, I would freeze Jello. I know not everybody can do Jello, but I would freeze the Jello, and because back home it was so hot and humid, you know, I wanted something cold in my mouth. So I would I would put the Jello in the freezer, but I would let it get cold enough to where it wouldn't freeze and it was still slushy. And I would do that throughout the day. That's another idea for you guys to do. Moral of this video is, you know, food doesn't have to be boring, but one thing definitely, you know, I've noticed it a lot more now that I'm starting to get back into posting what I make for dinner, or snacks that I have leaving the gym, shakes that I have, breakfasts. You know, another breakfast idea for a lot of you is do the cream of wheat, and instead of, you know, before I had surgery, I would add a scoop of sugar. Well, now I add a scoop of protein. So I think I did that 2 days ago or something like that. I had my little cream of wheat and I added a scoop of vanilla protein. Tasted really good. I, you know, sprinkled a little bit of cinnamon on top and it was really good. And lately I'm trying to lay off the shakes because I'm so far out. I'm starting, you know, and I do work out a lot. I'm definitely starting to replace my protein with food. I'm not doing the shakes as much anymore. Maybe I'll do one in the day. Sometimes I don't even do the shake and I strictly stick to my food. But, you know, definitely I cannot stress enough, get creative with your food. Just because you had weight loss surgery, it doesn't mean you're dead. It is a change of life. You can have healthy, good food. Just learn how to cook for yourself. You know, I'm big on cooking. I was never good on cooking before. For example, the other day for our anniversary, because it's mine and my husband's 17-year anniversary this month. Hey, 17 years, okay. And we went to dinner, you know, we went to Logan Steakhouse, and I ordered a little piece of lean steak and sweet potato with nothing on it. Let me tell you, sweet potato was so good. I never thought I would have liked it, but it was so delicious. So that's what I had for dinner. When you go out to a restaurant, you know, for example, if you have a salad, don't order, which I was watching Samaya Reese's video the other day. I love Samaya. If you guys aren't subscribed to her, subscribe to Samaya Reese. She's off the hook because she has a lot of good ideas now that she's losing weight and she had a breast reduction. She has awesome tips on there. You know, instead of having, just because you have a salad doesn't mean you're eating healthy, okay? Because again, like she says, all the ranch, all the blue cheese or whatever dressing, well, you're kind of killing the purpose of having a salad. One thing that a tip that she gave me that I've been actually doing is instead of a dressing, mix a little olive oil and a little bit of lemon, you know, on top of your salad. Hey, you know, there's another idea that I found today on her Instagram was she started adding kale into her salads. I never thought of that. So I'm going to try that tomorrow. So these are just tips, you know, that I kind of wanted to put out there to you guys. But one thing I definitely wanted to point out, you know, I get a lot of you guys that are like 2 months, a month, 2 weeks post-op, and that see me post something on Facebook or talk about in my video, and you guys ask, you know, being so early, oh, you know, how soon can I do that, or can I do that now? Keep in mind that I am 30 months out, so I'm over 2 years out. There's a lot of stuff that I do, you know, that someone that's a month, 2, 3 months out can't do yet. So definitely, you know, take the idea, take, you know, take the advice, take something that you like, but adapt it when you're at that stage. It's so important that you do that. Kind of like the video that I made yesterday, you know, about wanting to, about the scale, you know, that you're so early out and you're already wanting to lose 100 pounds and you're only 2 months out. Like, food is the same thing. When you have weight loss surgery, they give you a certain regimen that you have to stick to for a reason, because you have to introduce your body or your new stomach to food. So being a month, being 2 months out, you can't be eating, you know, rice or steak or tacos or enchiladas, or, you know, there's certain things that if you're a month or 2 months out and you're, you know, sitting there saying, well, I'm not losing weight, or I'm not doing this, or I'm getting sick all the time, or I'm always throwing up. Well, it's not that your operation didn't work, but it can also be what you're putting in your mouth. So that's something to definitely think about, you know. look, I have so many videos that I've made earlier on, or whoever you guys follow on YouTube or you guys like, you know, watching or get ideas from, go to the stage that you're at in their video and watch and see what they're doing at the stage that you are at, you know. So definitely keep that in mind. There's a lot of stuff that a lot of us are doing that a lot of the newbies want to do, but you guys aren't at that stage yet. So definitely that's an advice that I wanted to put out there, and that's something that I wanted to put out there, you know. Do stuff at the stage that you're in. For example, another thing that I wanted to point out for all of you that are working out hardcore, okay, and you feel that you are working out like no tomorrow and you don't see a difference in your body. Let me tell you my experience, okay? I've been working out. You guys know I've been working out faithfully. I've been getting it in. There's times that I've gone twice a day. You have to be eating the proper amount of food, not just junk food. You have to be eating healthy food, healthy protein, because the more you work out, the more you will be hungry, the more you will want to eat, because your body needs fuel. So if you're not eating and you're working out like no tomorrow, you're basically causing your own stall. So if you're working out a lot and you're freaking out because, oh my God, I'm eating too much, no, it's not that you're eating too much. You are burning calories. You are burning fuel in your body. It's like a car. You're going from, let's say, Sacramento to Los Angeles. That's a 6-hour drive. How are you going to get there on only a half a tank of gas? That's not going to work. You're obviously going to have to fill up 2 or 3 times to get there in that 6-hour drive, right? Your body's the same thing. You cannot go to the gym on an empty stomach. You cannot go to Zumba, the gym for an hour, you know, go run for 2-3 miles on one protein shake and a banana. That's not going to work. You're defeating the purpose. You are wasting your time working out. So for those of you that are working out like no tomorrow, make sure you're taking your water. Yo, girl carries her water everywhere she goes, okay? Make sure you're doing proper water intake. You're eating the right amount of food. Somebody asked me the other day if I weigh my food or I track my calories. I've never had the patience to do that. It's just too much for me. I have too much going on to sit there and count how many calories I'm taking. One thing that I do still do, being that I'm 30 months out, I do portion control. I have the same baby plates. Baby plates and baby utensils are awesome. Awesome for when you are trying to measure what you're eating, when you're trying to eat slower. Baby utensils are awesome. Being 30 months out, your girl still uses baby plates because I know that baby plate, I know it so well. I have 3 that I use, a little bowl and 2 plates, and I know what the proper portion, I've gotten to know that plate so well that I know what the proper portion for me is to eat. Even though I do have my moments where I serve myself a little more than I know I can eat, and I don't eat it. It's just more of a mental visual thing. But for those of you that are working out, make sure you are taking, you know, like I said, proper water, proper food. You're getting enough food to fuel yourself, you know, for those workouts. So for those of you that are hitting stalls, those can be big things why you are stalling. You're not getting enough food, you're not getting water, so you're basically wasting your workouts. You know, you're not getting that good protein in. One thing that my trainer told me when I first started working out was, you know, yeah, doing protein shakes is great, but if you're going to come in here for an hour or 2 and get in a good workout, do weights and do all that, try to eat food protein, a good piece of lean steak, chicken, fish, liver, you know, definitely look into good food protein. So I just wanted to make a video. That was another topic that I wanted to talk about, you know, because the more and more I'm putting food out there, like sometimes I'll get someone say, well, can you have that? Or, you know, mind you, remember that I'm 30 months out. And, you know, for a lot of the newcomers, you guys aren't quite there yet. So I do have tons of videos. There's so many girls. TT on, you know, she's another one of my friends on Facebook. She's awesome. She does videos. For those of you that want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram ID is also Miss Gratification. So you can find me on Instagram too. I put a lot of recipes on there, stuff that I'm making. For those of you that have weight loss surgery and are looking for a support group, I also have my own support group on Facebook also. Find me on Facebook. I have my Facebook on a couple of under a couple of my videos. you know, send me a message, because I'm really picky on who I accept on Facebook now, because I get a lot of nosy people. But yeah, you know, I just wanted to make a video just kind of letting you guys in on that. So I will make another video tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Hope this video was helpful.